Good morning, all you beautiful people out there. We are in the truck today, not on motorcycles. It is like 45 degrees and misty, which is like some of the worst stuff to ride in with a helmet. So we decided to get in the truck and take a little drive, do a little Motivational Monday. Mr. Nut, obviously. And we've got Mr. Opie with us because, you know, he's a puppy and he doesn't like to stay home. So why don't you come along? Mr. Opie is not quite a lapdog anymore, but he thinks he is still, huh? Yes, he does.
All right, so this is kind of a new thing for us, and of course we have up until today taken the month of October off of creating content, video content anyway. It's been a transitional month for our entire family. We earlier this year filed to get guardianship? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Guardianship of the boys because their parents still haven't done what they need to do, and things were getting a little insecure for the boys with their parents still having a lot of power over them, and they basically requested that we try and give them a little bit more security in their lives. So we did that, and that's kind of taken up a lot of our time this month. And of course, because we're coming into fall and it looks like winter really fast.
Yeah, the weather change, major weather change.
Major weather change.
Yeah, this week is going to be interesting because we're going to have crazy cold today, nicer tomorrow, and then back to the 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and then dropping down, I think, into the low, 60s and almost 30s overnights finally. It's going to be a fast transition from fall to winter. I've seen a lot of people online already like, oh, I'm putting my baby away for the next 5 months with the motorcycle. So it's definitely hitting around the country.
So we're not putting our bikes away, but we are taking 3 of them, and they're going in for winter builds. So we will be down to 2 bikes for the winter, pretty much for the 2 of us to ride. So you'll see us on those hopefully tomorrow when we do our Tech Tuesday. Actually, we may not be riding tomorrow. I've got a project tomorrow that I think is going to be really cool. And I think a lot of people are going to like it, so stay tuned for that. But today what we really want to talk about is something that's been really popular on YouTube. I haven't seen as much about it on Facebook, but a very popular Harley Davidson moto vlogger out of Australia that goes under the tag Million Dollar Bogan released a video, I think a week, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, somewhere in that.
It's been at least a week that he had put up. He works with a Harley Davidson dealership that's local to him in Australia. And I guess in one of the vlogs, I haven't seen the particular video that they're talking about. There was some humor that was not politically correct. It was on PC. And they ended up getting a call, and again, I don't know exactly how this transpired. This cat, I never really watched Million Dollar Bogan before.
No, he was never on our list of moto vloggers, but he definitely is popular with a lot of the...
He's got a big audience.
Right, with the vloggers that we do watch. We just didn't specifically pick out his vlog to watch.
And since I've started watching his vlog, this cat creates some really cool content.
Yeah.
I mean, he does things on Harley Davidsons I know damn well you're not supposed to do on Harley Davidsons. He takes in places they're not supposed to go. This dude is a brand ambassador. So basically, the way I get the story is either he or the dealership that he kind of creates, his buddy owns a dealership and he creates a lot of content there, or manages a dealership. Again, I don't want to get too much into detail and be too far off base. In one particular vlog, they created some content that had some jokes in it or some humor in it that was not politically correct. And as the story goes, they got a call from Harley Davidson. Either Harley Davidson called the dealership,
right,
or called Million Dollar Bogan directly, or communicated with him directly and asked him to take down that particular video. Now the internet has been kind of up in arms about Harley Davidson kind of imposing.
Feeling like they overstepped and that they're trying to control somebody who does not work for them directly, and that has been like one of the biggest things. And from what I've read and heard and other things we've watched, it's kind of like they feel like Harley is way overstepped, and Million Dollar Bogan specifically is really like taken a major disliking to Harley. Like it's really broken his...
I don't know about that, but he's taken a dislike to this happening.
To this, I guess this incident.
Yeah, because
really has
again,
a bad taste in his mouth.
Right, Harley culture is a little counterculture. We shouldn't be politically correct. We should,
Right.
The audience for Harley Davidson should not be a politically correct audience. I mean, we're riding motorcycles in a day and age when, safety is the thing and everything like that. So I kind of opened up my network of connections to try and see if I could get a hint as to what's going on. And I got back a little different take on what, I don't know, I didn't talk to the person who necessarily communicated with them, but the way it came back to me was this is a regulatory issue. This happened based on a regulatory issue and regulators contacting Harley Davidson out of Australia. Basically Australia, and I'm as shocked as anybody that the Great Outback, that Crocodile Dundee country, all of those things has become as soft as it has. It's really, really puzzling. They've been on lockdown because of the pandemic. If you are a believer that the pandemic is out there, that this is truly pandemic worthy, we're not pandemic worthy people. I'm not saying there's not a virus. I'm not saying it's not affecting people. I'm not saying it's not any of those things. Only that the numbers aren't hitting anything to really scare me.
So much of it just doesn't add up.
But anyway, I don't want to get off into that topic.
Story.
That's a separate topic, separate side story. But Australia, a couple of years ago, as you know, had a gun, you can say confiscation, buyback, whatever. They had a big movement in the gun control arena, and most citizens either gave up their guns or had to go under very harsh regulation for their guns, what type of guns they can own, if they can own them, that type of thing.
The licensing process and whatnot.
And during this pandemic, and I'm going to do that every time I say pandemic, if it offends you, I'm sorry. If it's affected your family harshly, I'm sorry. The flu, pneumonia, hurts a lot of people every year. The human race has dealt with viruses since the beginning of time, and they have significantly impacted individuals. I'm not trying to be insensitive. But during that, several cities in Australia have been on like a serious lockdown. And that's been really kind of crazy to me. And because we have an audience over there, we have friends in groups that are out of Australia. Australia is a big Harley culture. I mean, as far as, off continental United States cultures go, don't you think? I mean... Yeah, no,
I've talked to and seen, and I definitely think Harley is it's a big brand over there, and they've got so much open space to ride, and so definitely. And I've talked to and messaged with tons of people lots of ladies mostly, who were like, oh, I'm so jealous of you, seeing your videos and seeing you guys ride. We haven't been able to get our bikes out because we're still on lockdown. And I'm like, and what? It just is crazy to me that lockdown means you can't independently ride your motorcycle. That's, their lockdowns were significant there. Yes. Like real deal
and they've
lockdowns.
They've been straight the whole time, still going on.
Yes.
So anyway, the way that I get this back was an Australia. Well, again, let me go back just a second. With this lockdown, there's been a tremendous amount of, I don't know if they call them executive orders or legislative actions over there,
it's hard
that has restricted speech and restricted access to information, and been much, much harsher than you would expect Australia to be, as part of, I would think more of a free society thinking people. But it's been very, very heavy as far as PC is concerned. And businesses over there were closed for a very long time, and they're trying to stay open. Harley Davidson, of course, is trying to deal with regulators from around the world, and regulators around the world have grabbed this new power, and they've exercised serious authority with it. I mean, they really have.
Yeah.
And this, whatever had transpired between Million Dollar Bogan, the Harley dealership that he works with over there, and Harley Davidson Corporate or Harley Davidson Australia. First of all, I don't know if Million Dollar Bogan will see this. I have a very small audience. We're very much not in his league.
No.
But dude, we love your content. What you're doing over there is incredible, and you are indeed a great brand ambassador. But we are living in times when political authority is at an all-time high, and it is rightfully, in my opinion, scaring the hell out of a lot of companies. Scaring the hell out of a lot of dealers here locally. In Tulsa, we've had Harley dealers have to deal with this stuff. In Texas, in Nevada, dealers in Las Vegas were forcefully closed for a very long period of time.
Yes.
These businesses are trying to stay open. Harley's trying to stay open in Australia. Australia is a good market for Harley Davidson.
Yes.
Great market for the Breakout, the Fat Boy. There's some amazing.
Yeah, they like their soft tails over there for sure.
But I mean, and Million Dollar Bogan rides a 2020 CVO Street Glide.
Right.
This guy rides. He would be riding today where we're in our truck. This guy would be riding today. He's awesome, and I want to highly recommend his channel. But at the same time, I'm hoping that people will stop taking the take on this. That this is something that Harley Davidson just decided one day out of company policy.
Right.
That if you mention Harley Davidson in your vlog, you're going to be politically correct. You're not going to use language that the weird world considers some words foul and other words not foul. It's kind of weird to me. But that's not what I understand occurred here, and this story hasn't gotten out, so I thought that we would take an opportunity and try and get this story out.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe some understanding or some empathy for what Harley Davidson has gone through, what they're going through around the world, and how they're trying to keep their brand accessible.
Yeah, definitely.
To folks.
And I think it comes back to so much. There's so much regulation on these big companies and these big corporations that we can't even fathom. We don't even see half of it. I mean, I think I go back to when here in the States, when Trump got into office, and he kind of nitpicked at Harley because they were they were basically going to start manufacturing bikes in the countries where they were selling the bikes, and how twisted that got, that they were going to lose jobs here and things like that. And it was simply manufacturing to avoid tariffs and things like that, to keep bikes reasonably priced for everybody in foreign countries, basically to manufacture where you are going to sell the bikes, which just makes good business sense. And Harley was reamed here in the States.
Well,
they were closing down American plants,
right,
and taking jobs.
Like the bikes you're buying here were going to be manufactured somewhere else. And that wasn't the case
Not
at all.
It was completely twisted. And people bought into that, though. And that is really, I think, what happens is some kind of slogan or tag or something like that. Politically correct is definitely a thing. And especially with, the whole, I can't even think how you want to say it that's politically correct, or what they're talking about. And it's around gender pronouns and how you speak, things like that. And Canada got into it, and they tried to control speech that way, and how you address people and how you're allowed to talk to them and what's illegal and what's not illegal. And, when you try and control speech, it really is on both sides. What he's doing, like Million Dollar Bogan and the Harley dealership itself, it is a reflection, but at the same time, you do feel like I should have the freedom to say what I want. I don't work for them specifically, but Harley has to play the game on the big scale, at a big.
They're playing on a stage that most of us can't even comprehend as far as dealing with regulators.
Right. So we have to kind of have a little empathy for that, and a little, sympathy, empathy on both sides, But I think understanding and just, you know, kind of chalk it up to the world we live in a little bit as well. So that's kind of how I see it. It's kind of a crapshoot no matter who you are. You know, somebody's going to sort of be unhappy, and you know, the only people who are pleased in the world we're living in and the economy we're in is the people regulating us, is the governments all around the world, you know.
Yeah, they're having, I mean, you know, from our local mayor here all the way up to whatever level of politician there is, you know, they're seizing power like they've never ever seized power before. And you know, the fact is, it's scary. And I understand being in, you know, Harley being in the position that they are. I understand the fear. I do. And I understand that, you know, I hope that we'll just have a little bit better conversation about this. And believe me, man, as content creators.
Oh yeah, we don't want to be stifled or regulated or any of those things.
You know, we want to speak very, very freely, but at the same time, and once you align yourself with a dealership or something like that, you know, they're trying to stay in business as well. I mean, I hate the fact that here, locally in Oklahoma, of all places, I mean, I consider Oklahoma to be like cowboy territory.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Really free and open.
You know, it's just crazy that I have to put on a mask to go into a Harley Davidson delership.
Oh yeah, we visited Texas and all of that,
you know?
And it's the same kind of thing. You think Texas is this big kind of free, whatever, and it's not. It's I don't know. It's really hard to comprehend.
We need to wrap this up. That's our, you know, that's what we got to say this morning. Again, I forgot your name out there, Million Dollar Bogan. I know he has a real name and most people know it. I don't. I hope you continue to make content. You're doing things that I think the world needs to see. I'm not going to do with my bikes what you do, but mad respect. I mean, really. And I think you're a great voice, a great face. I think you're a great representative of the brand. I really do. But we are under incredibly odd times.
Yeah, I mean, the world we're living in is just not normal for everything to operate that way, so we just have to kind of take it all in stride.
Right.
And, anyways, let's just kind of wrap that part of this up. So, second part of Motivational Monday is we are going to do a contest, getting ready for fall, getting ready for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and some of us putting our bikes away, some of us not. So we're going to do a little giveaway if you will help us out, and we are going to give away a fueling vented dipstick.
4 M8s.
4 M8s.
This dipstick is, in my opinion, Fueling Parts just does incredible stuff. They make high quality. They're just not a better accessory manufacturer, in my opinion. There might be some equal, but Fueling is doing great work. We love them.
Yes. So basically, how you enter: you like this video, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and post a comment that tells us you subscribed, and go to our Facebook and do the same thing. Basically, like our page, like our video, and drop us a comment. And then follow us on Instagram. What else are you gonna do? Follow us everywhere, and then we will go through and we will go through those names that did all 3, and we will pick a name and announce it on Black Friday, and we will send you something cool.
So I'll have more details in the description of the video, and we'll probably talk about this on tomorrow's video as well. But again, this is, I believe these are about 170, 180 bucks retail. It's a very well made part. When you see it, you'll kind of understand the cost of it. But we're going to give away one. All you got. Oh, also, if you could leave leave a comment whether you're riding or you want it for touring or for a soft tail. And chrome or black. The cap comes in either chrome or black. And we will do the drawing on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and announce the winner on all of our platforms.
Yes. So that should have got you to subscribe already, but go ahead and like our video. Go check out our library of videos on YouTube, and always follow us on Facebook, and drop your comments below. This has been our Motivational Monday, a little information here and there, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.